Happy Monday. My name is Shamika, aka World's Greatest Reject and one of the chosen. I am coming to you with a video about how I interpreted my latest dream and what it means. So on Saturday, yesterday, the day I knew I was going to be let go of my job because God was already making me feel that in the spirit. One of my jobs. I had this dream. Which could have been in my last video, I stated, was a man that looked like my father in another vehicle across from me, which now I believe it was my father warning me because he was very clairvoyant and a spiritual man who knew a lot of things. Before he passed, he even knew he was going to pass and my mother was going to pass. But he never said anything about us. He said he couldn't see anything about that. But he came to me in a dream, and I guess it was a warning dream, and God said it's warning danger. And I even get other people's inputs so I'm not misinterpreting and I can interpret better on the dream. So in the dream, I'm talking to an account manager at my first job. I'm leaving another job. It wasn't the one I got let go from, but you know how dreams don't completely be the same scenario. So I think I might have stated this before in the video, but God was telling me it was going to be a change, have no reaction. And it was something changed exactly how he said it is how the manager said it. And I said, okay, cool, that makes sense. I don't know how that triggered this man that looked like my father but turned into an enemy. He was in his car, on the phone, shouldn't be able to hear me, to come over and try to knock my vehicle around and try to kill me in the vehicle. When I had seen this actually occur not too long ago in real life with somebody trying to hit somebody's vehicle and everybody stopped. And the lady was okay, but I thought that was weird. I saw that, and then I'm dreaming this about somebody trying to hit me the day I knew I was going to lose my job. And the last time, last year when I had lost a security job, I had dreamed that this lady was telling me or asking me will I take a mark. And she was showing me like all my prior job loss and stuff like that. And she was like, will you take the mark now? And I'm like, nope. You know what I'm saying? And I had lost the job the same day. But what was even more weird about that, what was going on last year about the job loss, because it's been going on for years, but was that I was living in a whole nother apartment complex around the corner from where I live under Landmark Realty. And they happened to say they're not going to renew my lease. They're not going to give me a reason. I was being bullied there too. Now, because the lady was trying to make me pay for some blinds. They wasn't trying to fix my air conditioner. They kept making me wait. March, April, May. I'm like, come on now. And being very rude about it. So I just said, y'all raise the rent here, because I was raising like $100 every year almost. If y'all raise the rent here and I can't get no air, I said, I barely afford to live here. I really won't be able to afford it if I ain't got no air. And they like, I don't know if that's, I don't think that's what sparked it. I think it's because I called Healthy Homes. I didn't tell them that I called them, but they were going to come out one day, but they happened to fix the air the same day. I'm thinking they can't be in cahoots, can they? So they happened to fix the air the same day before they came out, so I canceled that. And then they said they're not renewing my lease, so they don't have to give me a reason. This is right after I had the dream about the mark. The lady asked me, will I take a mark? And I said no. And I wrote this story down. I wrote other harassment stories down. I had like 8-9 pages. And when I had put it in like a Google AI voice thing, it had changed what I wrote to say they already took the mark. And I'm wondering why it changed my story from the lady asking me, will I take the mark, to they already took the mark, right? And God was like, yep, corporations already marked themselves. And they're trying to make people sell out to the corporations. And it makes sense from why I'm a target at different corporations. So I'm like, wow. And I don't think the actual physical mark is here, but he's saying they took the mark in another way, to make you a slave to their system. And I can see this happening, even at the current job I got let go with. And God was giving me the conversation, though I wasn't there, about how the lady that was portraying herself as my friend probably was like, if you got rid of her, I can just work and do the job, and I ain't got no problem staying. Like, I can hear the conversation even though I wasn't there. because they rather have one person running the show to save money than two people. So, and the fact that I took off like 2 weekend days, they asked me could I work the weekend. I mainly took off, not just because I was tired, even though I said that, but also I needed car work done. And the fact that they wanted me to work 10 hours one weekend and people wasn't showing up and I was getting a little drained already and I just started, I'm like, dang, so it wasn't supposed to be, it's not meant to be. I feel a little better about it because it's a couple days later and I know that dream was a warning that I had recently of the man trying to knock me out the vehicle. And God said warning something about danger, and I feel like I was in a dangerous environment. Oftentimes, when God wants to show me I'm in danger, it is, well, most of the time I'm dreaming about a vehicle that represents the body, like the body, or it could just be like the situation. But yeah, somebody was trying to harm me, and it could have been somebody who would try to harm me in the future at their store, because they don't have security. And one person was trying to take stuff out the store. A person who works there was following them out the store, something you're not supposed to do, but they still work there too, but not supposed to do, chase them in the parking lot, and that person hit them in the jaw, and they still took a picture. They played. That's dumb to me, because if the person wants to retaliate, they know where you work at. That's beyond your job title. You shouldn't be going out there acting like you're security. I do security at my first job. I'm not going to go out there and chase nobody. Why would I die for that job? That's just ridiculous. And they should have security. They too cheap to put security in the store. So they got people working there, and they had me oftentimes by myself working there. I felt uneasy, especially after that situation. So really, they just did me a favor to let me go, because my father was showing me that it's dangerous. I was in some kind of danger, or somebody kept trying to hit my vehicle. And I said, let me get out the phone to the account manager I was talking to. Somebody's trying to hit my vehicle like they're trying to kill me or something. So I kept going around this circle thing on the sidewalk up a curb, and I kept going around the same curb, and I finally just went in another direction, got rid of him. Wasn't sure if he knew where I went, but I went to like an alleyway where some man was standing there waiting. I don't think the man looked like the manager in the dream, but did he? No, hold on. I was going to say, the man like the manager in the dream, but he looked similar, but not quite, because the man I don't think was trying to help me by letting me go, but, okay, so the man in the dream was Caucasian, had facial hair. It was slightly different from the Caucasian manager where I work at that was trying to back the lady up, harassing me, and let me go after I reported it, but, so, he was trying to give me another way to go, and like pointing, and I don't know if it's like a subway station I was about to go to or whatever, to go to another area. And that was God's way of saying, this area is not safe where you were at. That's what somebody's trying to target you. So you need to go somewhere else. Now I'm thinking literally it's my city, because I've had nothing but traumatic experiences, and I need to go somewhere else, like the city state he keeps showing me, not just city. He keeps showing me a whole nother state. But I just feel like that job would have been dangerous. They don't want to pay for security there. They don't pay you for holiday pay. They don't, they're trying to save money because they're losing money because people are stealing. And other issues I done found out that's going on. So, I even told the man when I went in there today, after I reported stuff, and they tried to say they saw me on camera talking to the woman like I was egging her on, which is a lie. I just asked the woman, because it's a scenario where the woman was harassing me, saying, you people call me obnoxious, and taking my drawer after she told me to count it, not putting the right amount in there. It was $1 something short, like it was the first day, and she had put money in there the first day, and then the second day it was over, and they said they'll make a note. They was playing mind games with me. And if that was the case, I couldn't count. Why was it under the first day, and you admitted it, and the next time it was over, you admitted it. But it doesn't matter, because the lady they was trying to use some kind of tactic to make me quit. It didn't work, so then they let me go. Like God was saying. And it's to my benefit, because I'm in a dangerous environment. So I even told the man that, but they were trying to shut my mouth, where the lady, after I reported, said she'd look into it, and then she said, you can hand my shirt, I can turn in my shirt because I'm on camera, and it looks like I'm talking to the manager. The manager took my drawer, and I asked her, could I finish counting, calling me names, and all I said was, when you get through, I just need to count it, because she said, you're not going to be able to count your drawer anymore. I'm like, what? She's like, in the future, you're not going to count your drawer. Now, she's saying this because she knew I wasn't going to work there in the future, and they had her doing this. Mind you, 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever the heck it is, African Americans in that 2 or 3 weeks I worked there are gone, and they keep not showing up for work, so they probably being targeted. It's not only that they don't, I feel like they didn't like African American people there. They're trying to portray like they do because they're hiring us. They wasn't even hiring us at first. When I first went to the store, it was only Mexicans. But I don't know if they got in trouble for not hiring other races or whatever, but they're just trying to make it look like they're trying to give us an opportunity, but they're not. They want us to feel like a minority. And I said that in a polite way, like, hey, I don't know what's going on with the other people that work here. It's making me wonder because the manager's logic was the reason I got let go is I wouldn't keep ringing up people without my drawer and taking credit and debit cards. Like I knew I could take credit and debit cards without my drawer. That's your focus, not the focus of somebody saying you people calling me obnoxious and names when I go to them and be like, hey, can you let me count my drawer? Because she kept interrupting me while I was trying to count, talking to me, telling me not to take my drawer out the drawer when I got long arms. I got to count. First time I counted, it was outside of customer service thing, but they trying to say it's safety issue now. Okay, I was about to put it in the drawer. You took my drawer. And prior to that, you were trying to rush me to count my drawer before I even came in with an attitude problem. And you try to get an attitude with some other Mexican woman that allegedly she got in trouble for that. But because it's me and I'm supposed to be a so-called minority, they don't care. And I'm saying it's a whole system of evil in place. Not just that dream warning me that I'm in a dangerous situation, because when you've been encountering the same stupid program and agenda of humiliation as many, and somebody can say it's you, oh, it happens everywhere you go, it's you. That's a lie. I'm here to be mocked, and I'm here. My name is Shamika. It means ceremonial attendant. And I say altar servant because I do dream of people's judgment, including a past supervisor who was harassing me, who died in the same exact blue Nissan Sentra vehicle I have. And that's not good. And I didn't like that. And God told me to pray for his salvation when he got into a wreck working together. A year later, I don't work there no more. I lost 2 other jobs. To pray for his salvation. These jobs started with a U, all ended on a Monday. When he said pray for his salvation a year later, about a month, not even a month, a couple of weeks, that same supervisor hit a median, died drinking. And died, I think he was drunk and drinking, and he hit a median. And I'm like, is there a reason that he died? And I'm looking up the details like, dang, why do you have the same kind of car I had? Like, God, is there a reason? I'm getting creeped out. Like, a reason he died in the same kind of vehicle? He said, yes, it is. It's because it could have been, should have been you, but I spared you because you have the Holy Spirit. So your job lost and called suicide. Or if it, look, this person had a good job, but God said it was miserable because they didn't like what they had to do. And that was targeting us African-American women. Well, I'm not going to say women, but it was another African-American woman who told me she got targeted at the same bank. So it definitely is not just me. I'm just more vocal about it because other people are probably embarrassed, which I'm more vocal about it, but I realize it's making me look like a problem, but I'm going to always say the truth no matter what that I'm going through. So this is an evil system that's not designed for the people. They're mostly targeting African-American. I see a lot of black women being targeted out of jobs. I don't know about men. I definitely feel like black African-American men go through that. They're just probably more scared to target them. But after meeting 8 criminals in a row, which more than half I never even gave a chance. After several job losses, even with the last year, you got to ask yourself, what is this that I'm in? And it's a system designed to destroy you. And then not only that, I'm a spiritual person, so I definitely believe I'm one of the chosen, only because God literally turned my TV on. I thought my brother was playing with the remote. I tell this story all the time, how I thought my brother was playing with the remote. My TV flips on to the Chosen series, and I guess that was God telling me I'm chosen. And I kind of don't think I am. I'll be thinking I'm less than people, but I don't think I'm better than nobody. Like one time the Lord told me to turn on the prayer against death, and my brother runs in the same moment, and I happened to have on all black. It wasn't planned. Turn on prayer against death, like he said. He told me somebody got shot outside of the apartments. So I definitely know I'm a threat in the spiritual realm just by being a believer. And the enemy doesn't like that. He wants to destroy me. That's why he'll give me dreams like he hopes I eliminate myself and I lose a petty little job. A little job. It is, I ain't going to say a little job because that's how you get your finances. And it does irritate you when you lose one, but that ain't happening, Playboy. Like, I ain't never eliminated myself. But no job, God will provide. Always has, always will. And just like the dream of him providing a way out when I was in danger, he will provide after this situation. I believe I'm not supposed to be there. I kept feeling eerie, like something was about to happen when I'd be there by myself. So the man just did me, and I told him that, like, about the dream and everything. I don't believe I'm supposed to be here. I'm just stating my case so God's judgment could be on it. And I wanted to see what his logic was. His logic was so stupid, and it was definitely supposed to piss me off, and that's why I maintained integrity, didn't get loud, didn't get out of character. He didn't know. He said something about, am I recording him? I just put my phone down. We're not going to say if I was recording or not. I put my phone. If I was, it's for my protection. So you can't lie and say I'm being belligerent. And when that woman was at the customer service, you can't say I'm being threatening. Because it's just a minuscule little job. That's not my calling. But it is a stepping stone for me to get to my calling. At that job, I met a man involved in real estate. I'm thinking it's sent by God. I hope that's not a trick either. But I know God will still provide. Because the enemy does try to trick you into things. But God was telling me about real estate and ministry. Focus on that because that was the next steps after he told me to go into security. At my other job, which I've done security before, but he told me to go back into that field. And then I was led to even go to this store. Backstory is I had a dream of my mother who passed earlier this year when I lost a job, leading me to, and she said, I can take you anywhere you want to go, and it was near that store. That's why I had tried it back then. I tried it prior, but it didn't work. It was under different management. Now, when God told me to try it after I blessed somebody with $20, he said he blessed me 3 times over. Had somebody fill my tank with $20 back. He told me I wasn't going to get the $20 from that person that I let borrow. They was going to use it to try to make me chase them and try to humiliate me. But I got $20 back in my tank, $20 from a friend, $20 on my birthday, and blessed with a whole job the next day. So I still got blessed in hindsight. It's just it turned out that they was demonic, and I was going through witnessing, telling my story like that too, and I'm sure they didn't like it. Now people can say, well, you shouldn't have said your story or shared your, they can tell you're a believer. Yeah, people can say logically, don't share your story. You should have kept your mouth shut. That's not what God said. He said, no, I did that on purpose. I wanted you to see if you was going to share your testimony and if you was going to spread the word about me, because it's a test. Are you going to shut up and cave to the system? And they still would have attacked you because they know you're a believer. So all in all things work to the good for those who love the Lord, and he will provide. I hope you love my story. This is a long video, but God will provide. I know he's going to provide for me more than financially in the next step. So I get to my ultimate goal in witnessing to others and doing my ministry and being successful in real estate when he makes that happen. But everybody have a blessed night. Stay safe. Listen to the Holy Spirit and the warnings and take heed. Amen.